Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is what we watch. Oh my goodness, guys. What a finale. What a finale. Marie's the MVP, y'all. The MVP, Marie Moreau. Whew. Tweet it out. Let's let everybody get in there because we're going to have to chat. We're going to have to chat Gen V. Generation B. This song is called Marie and Kate, and we are going to talk about the MVP, Marie. Come on up here and chat. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Let's get it. Boy, oh boy. Whew. All right, this is what we watch. But y'all know this. We are here to talk Gen V season finale. And let me tell you, it is insane. So we're not doing no recaps. We're going to see who was right last time, who was wrong last time, and what's happening right now. Because we are going to go into season 2 wondering quite a bit. But let's talk about it. Come on up here if you want to speak. If not, I'm happy to just take it away from here. So, we're looking at Gen V season 1, guys. We're looking at Gen V season 1. And what a roller coaster. I mean, this is insane. This is actually insane. Um Marie put up 50? Did Marie get a triple double in this episode? Like, what are we even talking about right now? Like, it was incredible. I watched it and I tweeted this. I watched it like I was watching the Super Bowl and my team was in it. I watched it like I was watching the NBA playoffs. I watched it like it was fourth and two, fourth and one, fourth and inches. And I'm just really excited because our last conversation, we all had a few kind of high level topics. Number one, do we trust white women? The answer is no. Number two, are we on the soup side or the human side? And number three, is Dean Shetty really dead, or is Kate, going back to point number one of these white women you can't really trust in these shows, right? So Dan, I want to welcome you back. KP, you're back. Welcome, welcome. Any new listeners, come on up here. However, you heard the theories. You remember the space. Dan, talk to me. How do you feel about this finale?
I loved everything except for one little part, but I thought it was really great. I think um, I was firmly on the side of Shetty's dead for real, so I was right about that one.
Good, good, good.
I was firmly on the side of this particular white woman can't not be trusted. I'm not gonna all of them right now. And I was firmly, but I wasn't, I was a little bit on the fence that, Marie, because early in the season, she was a little bit more out for herself. So I wasn't, it was good to see that she was someone that, as an audience, we can really get behind and be, as kind of a true hero. I kind of like that, I mean, ambiguity is good and all, but I appreciated that. I didn't love, um, it ending on such a cliffhanger because I just think that's a little bit cliched, and I like seasons that can kind of wrap up a little bit, but that's more me than anything else. Oh, and then
Right.
obviously, Homelander's cameo, whatever appearance was spectacular. Anthony Starr again just showed I mean, no one else could do that. I don't think he's so good in that role, and just frightening as hell. And I think I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying how scary he was when he came in on that, and I fully agree. It was phenomenal. So those are kind of my initial quick hits, and
Absolutely,
give it back.
absolutely. Thank you for that. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Spoiler alert, if you're in here and you haven't seen the finale, I don't know what you're doing here, guys. I'm happy you're here, though. Stick around. But you don't know how Homelander showed up, and it was insane, and we'll probably talk about that within the next 30 minutes. So you have a little time. It was a 40-minute finale. Very, very, very well done, in my opinion. As far as, like, cliffhangers, the only reason, I mean, I never really have a problem with cliffhangers if they're done well. But Gen V has always kind of left us on cliffhangers at the end of each episode, so it wasn't new for me. It wasn't shocking for me. And also, just from a business perspective, leaving on a cliffhanger is the way to go to get people committed to at least, another half a season,
Yeah,
regardless of how they do. So we,
just
we
kind of
definitely all
just kind of
want to.
annoys me. But also the
Yeah.
fact that the 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 next season of The Boys is, which I don't know when it's coming out because I don't know if the strike screwed it up or whatever. But like that's going to pick up right after this. So maybe also it's like, oh, in these shows I might have to wait 3 years between seasons because you never know. And
Right, right.
the fact that that's not going to happen makes me feel less annoyed about the cliffhanger.
Right. And so I think it's fun that we kind of got that because the cliffhanger is insane. I get the hate love relationship. I think what most excited me about this finale was the fact that and I think we were all kind of right about this one in the last episode. We're going to get the moments where we have to have the kids or the division of the top 10 or the top 7 or the top 6 or whatever at Godolphin University, right? So we've got Kate and Sam on one side, and I don't know. I think people may have thought that a little bit more would have been on that side, but it was good. You see them on the face of the television; it's great. And then the rest of them are locked up in a place with no doors. Spoiler: that's how it ends. Now, I knew we were gonna get Homelander. I kind of wanted to see Deep. I kind of wanted to see A Train just for BS, but anybody want to talk to me about Marie Monroe? KP, I see your hand up. Talk to me about the legend herself that just took a blast from Homelander. KP?
Oh, thank you. Before I get to the legend, I want to just say this show is the House of the Dragon to Game of Thrones, or whatever that analogy I'm about to make. You know what I'm talking about. This show is amazing. This finale was amazing. Um, I wasn't able to attend the last space, but I called it. Dean Shetty didn't have no superpowers. She's she's a regular girl, lady that's manipulative, um, and she got what she deserved. Shout out to White on White Crime. It's a thing, this show, and White on White Woman Crime, which is another level of debauchery. Um, but Marie taking the blast from Homelander isn't a new thing because the racist girl from the boys took a blast. Well, she was asking for a blast. Pause. She was asking for a blast from Homelander, and she took it. So maybe it's something. Maybe he didn't put his full weight of the blast into her. That's why um, she didn't die from that, or she didn't get crumbled. But I'm excited for the lead into the boys, and especially that being that it's going to come so soon, so you don't have to wait. There's not a lot of wait time between the ending of this and the beginning of that. And even with Billy Butcher showing up, Homelander, Anthony Starr is so good, it's going to be bad for him, meaning he's about to be the Urkel of comic book TV shows, meaning this character is going to follow him forever. No matter what you do, no matter what he does, no matter what he's in, he better not have blonde hair in any other movie that he ever does ever again, because all you're going to see is Homelander. You're not going
I
to see
tell you
that
what,
character.
I tell you what, we could probably have a whole space on that, honestly, because the first person that comes to mind, or the second person that comes to mind after you say that, is A Train. I don't want to see A Train in nothing. Matter of fact, I saw A Train is also in the movie Smile, and I had the pleasure of meeting him. And I was like, nah, I don't like you. But it
And,
really is
and,
just
and, and
it's just a celebration of how great they are at their jobs. Because I tell you what, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Homelander, stay away from me. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Go ahead.
and two last things. Shout out to Sam for going full MAGA.
All right.
And then shout out to Polarity for wanting his kid to be just like him, which isn't good. And my prediction is Marie helps. What's Polarity's son name? Andre.
Andre. Hmm.
Marie helps him his illness because she can control blood. That's my prediction.
I like that. I like that. Angela, give it to me.
Listen, my girl is her. Okay, Marie is her.
Say it one more time for us.
My girl. Black women do things. Okay,
Okay. Period.
Marie
She's
is
her.
her. She is her. Period. And I think that one thing that I think that is really interesting is her powers, even right now, are still limited only to her imagination. So she doesn't know. Like I still don't think she knows like the full extent of her power. Also, it coming full circle how she used her trauma to help save her boo Jordan.
Talk
You
about it.
know,
Let's talk
like,
about it.
listen, Marie is her. And listen, I don't care if anyone else dies. I just need Marie and Jordan to live happily ever after. I don't care about Emma. I don't care about uh mixed Magneto or whomever. I just need them to be the end game. All right, because they got it bad for each other, like bad. So yeah.
And shout out to Marie Moreau. She went in. She's like, man or woman, whatever it is, invulnerability, super blast powers. That's your boo. I'm winning. All right. Good for you, Marie. You were really, really hurt in the romance category, in the professional category. Let's just get you out of whatever David, what is it? Who is his name? Cronenberg kind of type deal you might be in, because we don't know where they are, where those poor kids are. Jess, go ahead. Dan, I saw your hand up. You can put it back down, but let me know. Jess, talk to me.
Yeah, listen, that's exactly what I'm here to do. So, Mo, first and foremost, speaking of Black women doing the things, I am
Period.
one of those. I am one of those.
Period. Talk
And
about
I
it.
would
Talk your
like my
shit. Talk your
flowers.
shit.
I just need my flowers real and right quick for basically predicting this finale. I'm just gonna put that on the
I
table.
don't believe you, Jess. I don't believe
I
you.
said, listen. The haters gonna hate. KP, I see you. Much love to you. But like I said, I literally even said I do think Marie is gonna pop something off that white girl. Now, did I overshoot? Did I think it was gonna be a head pop? Absolutely. But I got that right. I said
And
many
did.
someones are gonna die. That whole school wiped out. That's crazy. I
And
said
did.
we're gonna get some inductions into the seven. We're gonna get the boys crossover. There's gonna be some conversation about some of these main characters. Jumping over to the seven, what is Ashley doing? Looking through the resume. So I just listen. I'm just here to say, love this space, love this chat. Need my flowers. That's point
Let's
number one.
let's let's all give her flowers right now. Let's give her some heart plus sign emojis. Let's give her some hearts, some 100s, facts, big facts.
Like I just
We
am I the soup? Am I
at
am I
what
the guardian of Godolkin? Am I the guardian
let's
of the spaces? I don't know. I don't know.
it's a conversation we have to have now. It's just a conversation we have to have. Either
That's all
Jess
I'm
is in
saying.
the writers' rooms and she's lying to us and she's letting us know, kind of, sort of, and taking us down a path, or she's just really her along with Marie Moreau.
Hey,
But
that's
absolutely.
hey, that's all I'm saying. Point number
Let me
two.
go
Girl,
ahead.
we did our big one by getting Kate out of those gloves. If you notice, she did
It's,
not have those gloves on at all the entire
you,
finale. I think she
you,
heard us. I think
I
she
think
was
she did.
upset. And listen, we no more gloves. No more gloves for our girl. That's
There it
that's
is.
crazy. That's hilarious for me.
We the first episode we got where she didn't have no kind of gloves on. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
And I love it, and you love to see it. And I guess I'll just land as as the conversation flows with truly like this finale was really really good. Like the subtle things that the writers do that lead into what we know we're gonna get with the boys. All them blood vessels bursting in Kate's eyes to let it be very very clear that we are not supposed to be on her side. By the end of this episode, she looked mad, and I
I'm
loved
telling
how
you, you
they
can't
did that.
trust her.
Exactly, exactly. Like I love just the slow dissolving of the morality of this character. It's unfortunate that she dragged Sam along with her. Emma, is it Emma? Poor Emma, her boo is got full MAGA, full red hat. You hate to see it. But I'm excited. I'm excited for season 2 of this thing. Of course, Homelander pops up and takes the 2 white kids to glory. Throws them up on the screen. You know what I mean? Of course, that's what happens, right? He comes to the
They got
school
the
and he
little
wants
back to
Sam and
back.
Kate.
They got the little back to back buddy cop position on the TV. Get them
It's
out of here.
nasty.
I can't wait to get them out of here. Let's go season 2. Absolutely.
It's crazy. I'm so amped. I'm so pumped for it.
Dan, go ahead. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Okay. So it was hilarious that Justice went, because one of the things I raised my hand for is saying that, hey, someone last week was predicting that someone would be in the 7, and that happened. But the a couple other things. One is I think we're going to have maybe a whole session on where Homelander falls in the pantheon of villains, because I know you as a villain apologist and lover, he's up there. He's up there.
Here's the thing. Let me let you finish. I have my thesis on Homelander, but go ahead.
And I mean, I don't like him, but man, he's a good character. But the last thing, and just kind of touched on it, is the PR switcheroo at the end to have the two white people be heroes, and Marie be the villain is stroke of genius from the writers, and totally believable, and believable in the real world. It like reminds me of like how the Department of Defense spun like when Pat Tillman died in Afghanistan. Like, it's just, these things happen for real. And the way that they dramatized it, I thought was just perfect and fit totally with the vibe of the show. Like, I just thought it was incredible twist.
These writers are tapped in for sure. Not only are they brilliant researchers and kind of understanding how things go in the real world, but they know how to make it fun, legitimately, if there are superpowers, and that's just how TV is.
And it's hard to kind of do rip from the headlines work, because it's either blatant, like Law and Order that has done for 50 years, or it's, in my mind, like heavy-handed and annoying, the way South Park sometimes does it. And a lot of the stuff in The Boys and this is very ripped from the headlines in terms of like the political milieu and social kind of vibe in the country. And it's not heavy-handed. It's not annoying. It just fits with the world they build. So you buy it. You buy it, and it feels real. And the social commentary is there, but it's not like the only thing there. So you're getting it along with the drama and the excitement and all the other fucking crazy shit that they're doing.
Absolutely.
And it's just wonderful, because it's so hard to make things that try to bring in real issues to make it not seem forced. And it doesn't seem forced with the show.
And it's easy because you give us soup teens, and there you go, and then it's fun. Angela, go ahead. Thank you, Dan.
I want to say that, like, I feel like, okay, so after like watching it, and I obviously had to rewatch it and listening to other people's thing, I really wonder, like, were we, I don't know if it was foreshadowing this whole time that Kate was going to turn bad. And so was, I mean, we already knew Sam, and I've spoken on Sam. He needs some new medication. But like, when you look at it, like when you look back at it, like, they're the only people I think in the cast with blue eyes. And so like, I know like that's like, I don't know like if that like means anything, but like, they're blue-eyed, essentially like blonde hair people, right? Sam is, and so like, I wonder if that was done intentionally, because even Emma, because someone was like, because I was like, why isn't Emma seen as a hero? Because she wasn't even there with them outside when Homelander, but yeah, like, she doesn't have blue eyes. So I don't know if that was done intentionally, but I've been thinking about that a lot.
I think there might be something there. I don't know if the casting director and the showrunner had like a conversation, or if it's just on accident, or if it just kind of worked out with some bias that was already there behind the scenes. I like that. I like that a lot. I think for me, what's standing out is the fact that Marie is not only her, right? But Marie is going to continue to lead when I don't even think she's really ready to be a leader in this kind of thing. But we're going to get a season 2 where she kind of just is able to not just be this person that's or this super soup teen that's like grieving and looking for her sister. She's about to start leading things because on occasion you feel like Andre is the one that's like, oh, I got this, I got this. But then you see the moment where Marie goes to Andre and is like, I need you, let's do this, you go do this, I go do this. And so it's cool to see Marie from episode 1, from our pilot episode, that's kind of just trying to get in good, to being at the top of the 7 or of the 10, I'm sorry, at Godolkin, and then kind of actually being not just at the top but a leader, right? Because that's a different role. You can be number 1, but you may not be the leader, like the real decision maker, the real people that the real person that people choose to follow. So it's really cool to see Marie kind of like tap in, and the only reason she's been able to do that, according to the show, is because she's been able to transform her grief, right? It's been at least 5 episodes now that we have moments where she just kind of blacks out for however long and thinks about all of her trauma, and then her power just like turns up, which I think is a really cool like way. I mean, we've seen it before in many variations, but it's really cool every time, and I really enjoy it the way it's used this time, where Marie uses her trauma and then turns the fuck up to like inflict trauma on everybody else, right? It's really interesting to watch it. We think it's amazing and cool, but really she's just using her trauma and then going out of control, which is where we got the hands blown off, right? At least one hand blown off at Kate, which I think is great. Because they got that picture of Kate up there, but what they don't, they edited that photo because that hand is gone, hun. That she ain't got no hand up there. So that's probably why they had to fold their hands and stuff, because that picture on television, you ain't got no hand no more. Now I'm sure they'll regenerate, do whatever they do at Vought or whatever the case may be, because them two are in the 7 now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, speaking of grief and trauma, my guy, y'all know I like my guy Sam. I'm not MAGA, but I like my guy Sam, and I just feel like he's just. That's my guy, Angela. I see the thumbs down. That's my guy. Here's the thing. I, I love that they appealed to a person like me that really, really respects how violent he is, because there is no revolution without violence, guys. Let's be very, very clear. Okay, but I know my guy needs a little bit of a layer around him, a little bit of control. But like that's what they've been doing this whole time. So I just think that I really like that they gave me those moments where what's his name, Golden Boy, popped up in his visions or whatever, in his hallucinations, trying to stop him, trying to plead with him. Kate doing the fucked up shit that she always does, and I just really like that they gave us those moments, and he kind of didn't care at all, which is how it drove me away from being a little bit on his side, right? So now I'm like, I feel bad. I'm not on his side anymore, but I just feel, I'm like, dang, my guy is not wrong, because like if any of you were oppressed like he was, y'all might be mad too. Like, shout out to Solange, I got a lot to be mad about. I mean, Sam has a lot to be mad about, you know what I mean? But I really appreciated those moments where we get Golden Boy, because here's my thing. Nobody, I don't give a fuck about Golden Boy. Okay, respectfully. Golden Boy, you were literally just the Golden Boy, the golden child. All right? No one cares. So, bring him into that. It's like, I wouldn't listen to Golden Boy either. Respectfully. Respectfully, you kind of trash. You did a lot, may you rest in whatever you rest in. But I really like that they appealed to those of us that were just holding on by a thread with Sam, and can see that if you was locked up and you didn't know what sex was like for that many years, and then you had it when you got out, you might be a little bit upset too. Just a little bit upset, okay? Jess, go ahead.
Yeah, no, listen, I hear your points. I was throwing up sad face emojis while you were talking because I agree. I do think it's interesting. We ended the last space, on the penultimate episode, and you were kind of asking everybody, well, whose side are you on? Like, do you feel for these soups, or like, do you see that the humans have a rightful kind of perspective in trying to clamp
Right.
down on the danger here? And Sam is very clearly the conduit for I guess the extremes of both of these sort of opinions, right? Because of course he has a lot to be mad about, but he could also rip your body in half. Like it's terrifying. What he kind of represents all in this one character. Now, my only pushback on you, sis, my only pushback is, why do you have to do Emma like that, man? Why? Why do you have to go full MAGA, full heartless? Now I'm sure, season 2 we're gonna get more pathos in this character. We're gonna get more reasoning, more understanding for why he's trying to push her away. Um, but that scene between the two of them on that stage, right after Homeboy gave that ridiculous monologue. I don't know if you guys caught the clever thing that the writers were doing there.
Of course we did.
Right after
It's
his
it's the best
terrible
scene in the.
monologue, here come these two dropping bars on one another. That was crazy. But it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart for Emma. Now I do like, though, that she discovered she doesn't have to purge to like use her powers. Whatever nerve he touched in her, like, clearly unlocked, more of her ability to become
Oh,
small, maybe become big. I don't know, but like I thought that was interesting. Like whether it was the tears or the sadness, the emotion, whatever it was, like by the end of that conversation, she was tiny again. And we don't fully know how that happened, but like clearly, okay, now she could tap into her powers without, the self-harming element of it, which is again another clever writing thing when you think about, Marie having to
and
cut
let me.
herself. And yeah, like I
Yeah,
think we touched on
and
this a little bit, but that was interesting that
exactly,
they threw that in
and
there.
and let me expound on that too. Thank you for bringing up. To me, uh, that is the best scene, just from a cinematography perspective, intentionality in the writing and the way it was filmed, and just the stories that it told. That was the best scene in the finale by far.
Now, was I
Now,
in the
the
writers' room when they
most,
did that? Was I in the
the,
room? Oh, I don't know. I'm
yes,
not
we
gonna.
don't
I'm
know.
not gonna say nothing.
We may or may not know. Now, the most shocking, most entertaining scene was definitely by far Super Bowl moment. We got Marie blasting heads, shooting blood bullets. We don't know what's going on. Easily the most fun. But we have spoken about this, and so I want to focus because we also saw that with Marie. So remember, Marie and Emma were roommates, and they had their typical teenage roommate character development. They're weirdos at first, awkwardness, anxiety, trust issues. Then a moment of like getting close, and then that being shattered again, and then kind of everything is like, okay, well, our relationship is like number 50 on our priority list. Let's just be cool because it's better if we're on the same side because we have bigger fish to fry, right? But remember, a lot of that comment, and I think Tej, who's going to be in here in a couple of minutes, and I spoke about this. He's your resident milk manager or milkman, supporting Emma Little Cricket. But Marie and Emma had a conversation about self-harming in order to use their powers, right? And in the finale, this is like in season or episodes 1 through 3. They have intentional dialogue. You can see it, but if you didn't see it, they finally give you intentional dialogue for those viewers. And in the finale, we're zoomed in on Marie. This helicopter that was grounded, which the professor, the acting professor, had the best line too. It was a hilarious line. He was like, "But the helicopter's grounded. I don't want to get in there." It's hilarious. But then we have this moment, Super Bowl moment, where Marie is about to cut her hand, and she realizes she doesn't have to, and she pulls the blood out of the wounds. Like, listen to what I'm saying. She pulls the blood out of the wounds of the people that are massacred on the school grounds and makes them into weapons. That is incredible. She created blood bullets from the open wounds of dead people. Turn Marie Moreau the fuck up, okay? Secondly, Jess, I bring that up to say it's the same thing that happened with Emma. We get this moment where it's not really clear. She's not on attack mode, but we just got this. To me, it was almost like, I don't know if any of you watched Barry, but one of the best shows ever. Shout out to Bill Hader. And we get this, Gene Kuzno kind of moment where these kids that are clearly not acting or wanting to act have this amazing, like, stage presence, giving each other romantic grieving bars, right? And then Sam was talking crazy, but it was just such great dialogue. I mean, just perfectly written. And then she doesn't have to self harm to get smaller, to get absolutely tiny, right? And we know that because she's like standing in her huge shoes, right? I love the way they shoot Emma. So we have this very good, closed loop writing where we started off with these teenagers that have to self-harm to use their powers, and now we know that they don't. They don't. Not to heal, not to hurt, not to attack, not to defend. They don't have to self-harm. Emma is a little bit on a different path. Marie is using her trauma to like realize it and have control. Emma may or may not really understand because we left that scene with her kind of looking around confused, like, what the hell? So we'll find out in season 2. But yeah, Jess, very, very fun. Angela, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, and the thing with Emma, I thought it was interesting because at that moment she felt so like not physically, like mentally, she felt small because it's like, dude, I really liked you, like I really fucked with you, and you are like chewing me out. Like, why are you reading me for filth? But like, I think like at another time too, like it's not uncommon for because we saw this like political shift with him, so I don't it's not common in society where people with those views treat women like shit. So I thought that was like really good full circle. And like with the self-harming thing, I think it's interesting that we know that Marie and Emma and even sort of Kate to an extent were self-harming themselves to use their powers previously. And then we found out today that not today, but we found out like that episode, Andre does too, technically, because his powers are hurting him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Like they're hurting his father, right? They're like, yeah, you need to get tested, my boy. You may have the same issues. KP, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I guess want to throw Sam some bail. He been hurt a long time,
Yep.
and he was sliding down a hallway on an ice sheet.
Talk
Like,
about
how fun is that from being buried in the woods? You go from the woods to drinking beer to being negatively influenced. You don't know what's going on. People just saying the things that you think sound good. So he's just a lost one. Shout out to Lauryn Hill. He's a lost one.
yeah.
And he's gonna make a comeback. I predict he's gonna make a comeback.
If he makes a comeback, it'll only be because of love. Okay, love will conquer all. Okay, shout out to him and Emma.
No, I mean, Bob Marley said that too, so you never know. But I do want to say this. I'm going to shoot down. I know you ladies love Marie. You're hailing her as a queen, but is she a carbon copy of Victoria Newman? Because in that scene, she said, "Oh, I got you. I know how to do that too." She cut her hand. She did the little flip. She did a little David Blaine trick with her blood, and she was like, "Yo, I got that. I got the juice too." You think you're the only one? No, I got the juice, and I'm about to be vice president. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kill that doctor and take the venom, and I'm bring it up to my people. So we're gonna make the poison, and we're gonna make the antidote. So we're gonna get paid on both ends of the spectrum. So yeah, man, Maria's cool. She's a beautiful black woman, but maybe she's just a carbon copy. You don't know. Maybe not. And then lastly,
I won't take this Marie Moreau respect
my last prediction for the boys. They're gonna do a Star Wars thing, and it's gonna be Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and the only person to kill Homelander will be his son. Listen to me now, believe me later on. Shout out to Cujo.
This is recorded, so we got you. We gonna tap in. We're gonna see about that. So you're not gonna disrespect Marie Moreau, not on this show. Not me, you can, but not on this show. Not without me saying something real quick. First of all, Victoria Newman made it a hot line, okay? But Marie Moreau made it a hot song. You feel me? All right. Let's be cool because Victoria Newman is nowhere to be found. She kind of shook right now that they are giving vials of the virus to shut down people like her. Okay, she
got a job. These kids are broke.
Heads. Hold on, let me talk. She pops heads in the middle of courtrooms, right? But I don't know. Let me repeat what I said earlier because maybe y'all didn't hear what I said earlier. Marie Moreau took the blood from the wounds of the massacred on a college campus and made them into blood bullets to take out other humans. Okay? This is what we're talking about here, okay? Then she takes a blast from Homelander, which I hear you guys. It's like, what kind of blast was it? Because, season 1 and 2 of The Boys, Homelander's blast is like something no one ever wants to go through ever. They are fried to a crispy chicken wing immediately. You know what I mean? Like we need to understand, right? So how is he using his powers now? Has he been asked to kind of nerf himself, or is he doing that because he knows he's not going to get as many supporters? But I'm still of the mindset that he did this to a teen and she did not get, too hurt, but now she's in wherever she is. So, anyways, I don't think she's just this carbon copy that we don't need to pay attention to. I think she is the one. I think she is the elite. And I think because she doesn't have the stupid hunger of money and power and fame like Victoria Newman does, and we might see some character development there in much later seasons where we kind of soften ourselves up to Victoria Newman. Maybe that's just me being projecting, but because shout out to the Soups, relatable. But I think we might get that just for character transformation development, soften up to Victoria, blah 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 blah. Right. But right now, Marie Moreau is her, and I want to welcome Tej to the stage. We were just talking about how Marie Moreau is her. We've been talking about that this whole episode. That's just what it is. All right, it's just what it is. It's what's gonna be. But let's talk about Homelander and Butcher. Let's talk about what we think Homelander is about to do, because I was wrong. It's the only thing I was wrong about. I'm never wrong. 99% of the time I'm right. But I was like, how are we going to induct teens into the seven? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But of course, Homelander and what's her name, Ashley, her crazy ass. We're like, yeah, we're gonna recruit these guys. We're rushing. We're desperate as hell. And I was wrong, but I kind of came around toward the ends of the space when I was like, well, who is in the seven? Because the seven is actually 1.5 right now. It's 1.5. It's the 1.5 right now. So maybe they do need some teenagers. You know how down bad you have to be as a company, a brand, a clique to need teenagers? It could never be me, bro. I do not need any teenagers to save anything for me. So Vought is down horrendous. Okay, they're down horrendous. We just saw 30,000 humans. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but it felt like that. But 30,000 humans dead. Marie Moreau pulled the blood about their bodies. Who knows what we're going to be able to do with this now? Tej, talk to us. We're in the middle. Let's talk about it.
So first of all, just to double back on what you just said, Marie is really her. Like we knew she was her, and when she
Do it.
pulled out that knife, like she was gonna cut herself, like she usually does, only to realize, oh, I'm really her. Like I don't have to actually cut myself anymore. I can just blow up y'all's random body parts, or I could literally use blood from other people during the battle. Like that was incredible moment. And when she blew Kate's arm off, Mo and I just started screaming. We both just like it was just so amazing. They set it up so perfectly. Great finale, really short finale, which I was very sad about. But they did a perfect job of kind of dumping us into The Boys season 4. They've already said The Boys season 4 is going to start just a couple days after the events of the finale. So, what an incredible season of TV! Incredibly written, well casted outside of a incel in the cast that we won't name, aka
Those incels always get in there, man.
Magnegro.
They always get in there.
Get Magnegro out of here. I am not Team Magnegro. Keep him.
Not Magnegro.
He
That's
should be in
incredible.
the seven because him and A Train would get along very well. They both hate everything about their own blackness. They would hate each other. They get along super well. They both love white women. We need to get them out of here. So they both belong in the seven. But Marie, she is really her, and I'm just happy that we've seen the start of her journey, and I can't wait to spend more time with her.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Let Marie Moreau run Gen V. I want to see who her sidekick really is. If it is Jordan, that's fine. We get a love story. But I wonder if she's going to get a friend, because it's definitely not Andre. And it's definitely not. Well, it could be Emma, because I need Emma to turn up, because if Emma can get really giant, that could be really fun,
Facts.
right? Let's go back to superpowers that I don't find impressive. I'm sure her tongue gets pretty big, so maybe that's a thing. But like that's the only time I'll allow it, because she's overall big. Okay, I want her to just step on Homelander and or Andre. Maybe not. I don't know. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Maybe she steps on Andre. Who knows? But I do want to say that we got some tweets up at the top that are incredible. Kate and Sam fighting daily in Seven Tower until Homelander gives them something to do. Hilarious. Shout out to the Succession reference. Sam being nasty to Emma was hard to watch. I love that we're all recognizing that everything is a romance, as I've said for years now. What we watch, Pillar, everything is a romance. And again, the best scene to me, not the most exciting and entertaining and shocking to scream at the television, as we just said, Tej, but the best written and directed scene was the scene with Sam and Emma. And it was very hard to watch, but I like this point. Whoever made this point is good. Can't hold her back no more. She can really discover her powers because her emotions are controlling her size, not her eating disorder. That's what I'm talking about. That's great writing. But now it also opens up to like, okay, if we get her in her feelings, she's kind of volatile. So now it's going to be another level, a new era, new levels, new devils, she going to have a new set of problems. It's not the same old problems with the eating disorders. Now it's like, okay, we got to handle our emotions. Then we got a couple other tweets. Homelander, you caught my sis slipping, basically. Marie stopping people's hearts using blood daggers. I call them blood bullets. I love it all. And Marie sensing people with her eyes closed. Let's stop right there. Because I told y'all, did I not tell you guys? I told y'all that Marie Moreau is her. Nothing can stop. Homelander has blood. Again, Homelander has blood. And right now, we need another season of The Boys. That's why he's alive. I'm going to repeat that. The reason why Homelander's alive is because we need another season of The Boys, all right? Because Marie Moreau is her, and she literally, somebody went invisible, which, let's stop. We've seen an invisible superpower in many shows. I open the floor right now. You could tell me a show right now where there's somebody that's invisible as a superpower. They're using it for the myriad reasons you can think of. Easy cliche. We got it. Gen V. We got the Harry Potter cloak of whatever, invisibility cloak, and how do they get discovered? Because sometimes it falls off, or you hear a sound, or you feel them next to you. Marie Moreau, though, is like, actually, I can hear you. I can hear your heart, my guy. I can hear your heart. I can see your heart. I can feel your blood. Incredible, right? We get that moment where there's like just what is it called? Ventricle? What is it called? The ventricle? Biology is kicking my ass right now. And then we see the capillaries, and we see everything of the blood, the organ of the heart, and it is floating in the middle. And we kind of see they give you like the outline, the silhouette of the Invisible Man, and she turns up. How cool! We're seeing her. Homelander can't see her. Dead people can't see her. Kate, Miss Ugly Gloves can't see her. Invisible Man can't see her. Nobody's touching Marie Moreau right now. Yes, she locked up, but let's go ahead and see if she can sense
She
blood on the
was
other side of
she
the
was
wall.
getting cooked in that fight, which I love because from the beginning, like she's going to be able to figure out where he is, but until she could hone that skill and figure that out, like in the middle of the fight, she was getting cooked. That's just great in terms of how you block the scene. You got to have her get cooked a little bit to learn the lesson.
And that's important. That's very important, right? And thank you for bringing that up. She was getting cooked with it because again, we've seen the invisibility. We've seen how they can eat you up because you can't even see them. Oh baby, but I see your heart. It's almost like infrared, but it's infrared for blood, right? I can feel your heart beating. All right, it's kind of romantic, honestly. I'm getting chills right now. It's genius. It's genius. And again, we get that flashback to her and her trauma right before she uses her powers like that too, which again goes back to the idea that she is using her grief and her trauma to channel her powers and really turn up on niggas. And I kind of is a metaphor for all of us. Let's use our trauma and our grief to kind of turn up. Go ahead, KP.
Yeah, I think Marie took the dinner with Jay-Z because Ashley she fumbled the bag when Ashley told her, yo, you could be a part of the 7 if you handle this business. And she wasn't on business, but ironically, she handled the business. So she didn't sign a contract. She fumbled the bag. She's not a part of the 7. Now she's locked up for doing the same thing Ashley asked her to do in the first place. So she needs to go to LLC Twitter so she can get her money and her mind Right. I love Marie, but she fumbled the bag. And yeah, I know a lot of people on here be talking about I'll take the money over to dinner with Jay. So I think she took the dinner, unfortunately. I
Marie, I'm gonna go ahead, Jess.
I'm sorry. I just want to know why KP hates black women. That's
Yeah,
hey,
choosing
hey,
violence
hey,
against Marie. I just want to know. I just want to know what's going on. Like, first
I'm
of
a
all, you put
truth
some
teller.
Victoria Newman weird, you know what I'm saying, vibes on her jacket, saying she's gonna be stealing vials and popping heads for nefarious reasons when she's still just a girl who wants her sister to love her. Okay, number
expose
one,
him.
you
I'm
put some
just
Expose
telling.
foolishness
him.
on her jacket. Now you're
Yeah, I
saying
don't like
she took the dinner and not the money because she doesn't want to murder people all willy nilly. Like, does
exactly.
Ashley?
Expose
Who does
him.
I'm
Ashley?
just
Who
telling the
does
truth.
Ashley?
I'm telling the TRUFF, the truth.
Okay,
Y'all
JP,
don't
you
it
a
like
sounds
the
like
villain.
truth.
I
JP's
don't
a
know.
villain.
I don't know my brother. I don't know my brother. It sounds like you
You
hate
talk
black
about
women.
K.
I
You
don't like
said
you. I don't
KP or
like
JP? Who's JP?
you.
You talk about
My
No,
bad.
KP?
K. It's
KP
KP.
is definitely a villain. KP would have took the bag and been like, "Fuck these niggas, we riding out."
So
Right?
here's the thing.
Right?
What I wanna pull Jess TG y'all spitting. KP, I I'm with Jess and Tej on this one. You kind of getting exposed right now, but here's what I'm gonna throw you a bone from this perspective. He brings up a point that was at least addressed in the episode. Because how many times did Kate ask Marie, which to me was hilarious? Because every time Kate asked her, I was like, Marie, tell her you gonna knock her head off. Like, what? Tell her. Like, if you ask me what I'm finna do, well, I'm finna knock your head off. Like, what are we talking about? Stop asking me. Like, finna get in the 7, you finna be dead, and we finna move forward. But of course, Marie Moreau, she's really hurt, right? Well, maybe we look up to her. Revenge is not the option. But then she got blasted, right? So I need to sit down and have a chat with Marie and tell her, hey, look, next time you take the opportunity to take down that white woman, okay? That's just my advice for next time. You're gonna be all right. But next time, just she got the wrong mentors. Teej, you mentioned it last time. She got the wrong mentors. She needs better mentors. Cause if she had me, I would have let her know. Like, yeah, they went ahead and said to take some people out. Otherwise, here's the thing, it's been real, but your eyes are bloodshot red, you're kinda acting out. I'm gonna make this as painless as I can. Let me just slow your heart down to a stop. You're good to go. We'll get you out of here. Everything will be fine. We'll get you a good casket. Everything's gonna be cool. But KP, what I was saying was that they kind of had those moments where Marie was like, well, I don't know. I'll figure it out if you just stop. Kate's not gonna listen. She got ugly gloves. You can't trust people with this kind of fashion sense. She went crazy. She kept going crazy. Now Sam is like her little freaking pet, low key. I mean, again, I feel so bad for my Sam. So I really do think that the writers recognize that we kind of get this Marie Kate standoff without actually getting it, because Kate kind of they're on this quote unquote same side from a perspective of how they live and where they grew up and where they went to school. But now we're seeing the divergence, right? Where it's like, okay, wait a minute. White woman, you're doing the usual genocide route. What are we doing? We can maybe not do this. But again, I tell Marie in any other universe, I say, hey, Marie, do what you got to do. Get into that 7, find your sister, right? They dangled that too. We got that in the finale, guys. We finally got it. Where Vaught was like, yeah, we'll find your sister. We've
Which
been,
I
we've been,
also called, by the way. I just want to just more
we've been
more flowers on my side. I
more
did call
flowers.
that
Good
right away,
job.
but we
we're
move.
we're trying to figure out, right? Because like my bars last time was like, hey, Marie is gonna get family. She needs family, but what she wants is family that like thinks that she's good and wants her to do well and understands her trauma, because no one else has killed their parents in this show, right? So then we got Victoria Newman, worst person to relate to her. Maybe she be protected from that. But I'm really curious as to what Victoria Newman is going to do, right? Because we didn't get Victoria Newman in this. I thought we might have gotten Victoria Newman in the finale. We didn't get Miss Head Popper. We did not get her, which means we're going to get a lot of her moving forward, because we got Butcher, we got Homelander, and then we got Victoria Newman, and then we got all our teenagers kind of scattered about these like 3